Take a big fat shit on it!
The character that you see on your screen, played by Andrew Garfield, is supposedly a social media influencer. To a person that has been a fan of social media for a long time, this feels oddly familiar. Or, at least, this is what the director thought. This is a scene from the movie Mainstream, released in 2020. A satirical look at internet fame and influencer culture. The plot begs a lot of questions that need answers. But first, let's take a step back. Social media. From 20-second cat videos on Instagram to 12-hour practical courses on YouTube, it presents an opportunity for everyone to learn more, connect more, and enjoy their favorite content, while also providing a platform for creators to achieve recognition and money. Now, what I mean by creators is anyone, whether it's a young kid with big dreams, a giant mountain of muscle, or a nerd that loves the subject so much they can talk about it for hours. You see, that's the beauty of social media. Anyone can do it. But the problem is, well, anyone can do it. That means when great, loving, and kind people have a platform, liars, frauds, scammers, and toxic people also have a platform. This brings me back to the scene you saw in the beginning of the video. Let me give you some context on this movie very quickly because my video is not a plot summary. This movie is about Frankie, a young girl who hates her job, and very reasonably so. She dreams of making art, as she says, but she cares about internet attention more than art. One day she meets a guy named Link, played beautifully by Andrew Garfield. Link has a really interesting character and sort of anti-establishment views. Frankie films him saying weird shit in the streets, and the video gets 2,000 views. Frankie collaborates with Link and her friend Jake, who's simping for her all the time, and creates a YouTube channel called No One Special. And No One Special is supposedly the internet persona of Link. His content is basically mocking influencer culture. As their channel becomes more famous, they start running this show that is so fucking stupid and corny. Anyway, back to the plot. At one point, they realize that their views are falling off, and in this moment, Link decides to do something controversial to gain more attention and save the show. He makes a girl who is insecure about her birthmark post an unedited photo of herself for all her followers to see, and when she's crying, he bullies her. She finally posts the picture, and Jake, who's disgusted by this, quits. After a while, Link is invited to a show with a bunch of other influencers, including Jake Paul. I mean, bringing the person you're making fun of in your movie is kinda stupid, but anyway, back to the plot. The show host starts asking questions from Link, calling him out for his hypocrisy. Then Link lashes out. This apparently added to his fame as a guy who's not afraid of being himself. After a while, it's said that the girl whom Link forced to publish her picture killed herself. Frankie realizes who Link truly is and walks away from social media. At the last scene of the movie, No One Special is performing a really weird and bizarre dance, and then this happens.
In fact, it was you who pushed her over the fucking cliff's edge. You killed her, motherfucker!
This scene was the best scene of the movie. I believe it was inspired by YouTuber apologies. And guys, don't think this is an editing mistake. This influencer actually danced and called it an apology video after sexually assaulting someone. This one is similar, an explosion of emotion. No One Special goes to his lowest place ever. And then the crowd cheers for him. At first, this doesn't seem right, but when you think about it, this is pretty accurate. There are lots of things this movie gets right. Andrew Garfield's performance is chaotic yet calculated. It really looks like he has done so much research for his role. Watching him is like watching a YouTube personality slowly spiral into a digital god complex, and Garfield nails every moment. I feel like this brilliant performance is wasted on the wrong movie. Here's why I think that. The film tries so hard to say something quote-unquote big about internet culture, but it doesn't succeed. The plot feels like it's being pulled in 10 different directions. It has tragedy, satire, and drama, but it doesn't commit to any of them. The reality show segments are where the movie fully derails. They're a visual clusterfuck, tonally incoherent, and worst of all, they kill any emotional momentum the film had built. It's a perfect example of how not to do satire. But one thing the movie gets right is the corrupted by fame concept. Think of Boogie, Gabby Hanna, Jake Paul, Fuzi. Whether you want to think of it as fame corrupted them or they revealed their true nature after fame, the examples are endless, and this is an almost great portrayal of ego and identity collapse. At its core, mainstream is about what happens when someone turns their personality into a brand and then loses control of both. Link starts off as a free spirit, but as the fame grows, so does the ego, the manipulation, and the need to be seen. That arc feels real. He's not chasing influence, he's chasing identity through attention. But the good things about this movie are very limited. Seriously, why does this movie even exist? What is it trying to say? Well, it's basically trying to overgeneralize all internet superstars as stupid and reckless assholes, but who's really guilty for this? It's easy to point fingers at whoever we hate the most. And of course, they deserve all the hate, don't get me wrong, but is it only their fault? Absolutely not. What is a monster without a crowd cheering for it? This is what we did as a Sniper Wolf at Doxer, still around after what she has done because of her fans. James Charles, a pervert and a groomer, is still around and getting millions of views. Andrew Tate, he scams people all the time and he still has a cult following. This is not entirely their fault. Influencers are nothing new, and there have been people who could influence stupid, impressionable morons throughout the history. Nowadays, they just have a bigger playground. This was the thing that the movie was trying to say, but here's the actual reason it failed. Internet culture is extremely complex. Trying to make a point about it in 1 hour and a half makes things feel rushed and forced. Not to mention that there's a cliche love triangle where the woman has to choose between a simp and a bad boy. So creative, Miss Coppola. This feels so half-cooked I want to throw up. He suddenly likes somebody else and she's jealous and the simp is sad for her? What the f***? This movie had a lot at its disposal. A potentially deep argument. A perfect setup for sharp social commentary, even the space for a thought-provoking ending, but it failed miserably by being inconsistent, incoherent, and overly chaotic. And throughout the movie, it really feels like the creators of this movie don't watch YouTube very often. I mean, just look at this scene of Frankie puking emojis. Fucking emojis, man. The last thing I want to see while watching social commentary is that the creators lack the necessary connection to the subject. You know what that means? That means you're not even qualified to talk about it in the first place, let alone make a movie about it. A good example of a movie with strong social commentary created by people who had personal connections with it is the movie Sorry to Bother You. The film tackles themes like capitalism, labor exploitation, and racial identity, all wrapped in a surrealist satire. What makes it effective is that the creator of the movie, Boots Riley, is a longtime political activist and frontman for the hip-hop group The Coup, known for their anti-capitalist messages. It makes the story feel more authentic. And also, I'm not a communist or political or anything. This was a left-wing movie. Now on the right-wing side, we have What is a Woman? The documentary dives deep into debates around gender identity and societal definitions of womanhood. Matt Walsh, a commentator with the Daily Wire, has been vocal about traditional gender roles for years, and he has made hundreds of videos regarding his political ideologies. He's not just narrating, he's leading an ideological mission. Both of these examples, whether loved or hated, mean something to the audience, because the creators were actually connected to the subject at hand. But with mainstream, it doesn't feel like that at all. All in all, this movie, in my opinion, is way too pessimistic. Mainstream paints a pretty dark picture of internet fame and YouTube culture, and yeah, I agree that parts of that criticism are valid, but honestly, I think it misses something important. I love YouTube. For me, and so many others, YouTube isn't just a circus of ego and drama. It's a place for connection. It's where thousands of amazing creators pour their hearts into their craft. It's where people share what they love, teach what they know, and make others feel like they belong. YouTube has saved me in many different ways, and it has the potential to save others. To me, despite all the good points it makes, mainstream's message feels shallow. But everyone has their perspective. This was mine, and I would love to know yours. Thank you so much for watching.